BB Hits, as we are discussing psychopaths. And you are joined here by Slim Red, hashtag Rachel Moy, and hashtag Phyllis. It's a very hot environment that we're sitting inside, broadcasting from our vehicle right now.
Yay!
Yeah, but it is a rather pleasant, cool day outside, though. Alright, and the reason why we were talking about psychopaths, as you want to join in the conversation here, is music and psychopaths, and cliches and stereotypes.
Yes, there was a new study done in the UK. They tested 3 million participants.
3 million?
3 million, yes. 3 million participants. And those who scored highly on the psychopath test favored rap and heavy metal music. The only 2 song titles that they released specific to was Lose Yourself by Eminem and No Diggity featuring Dr. Dre.
No diggity, huh?
Yup. I know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, holy shit. And then people who are less like, who scored low on the test are more likely to listen to Titanium, Sia, and My Sharona. Who does that song? I didn't write it down. My Sharona.
I don't know who does that song. Who sings My Sharona, Phyllis? Ask Siri.
Ask Siri. Anyway, I should know that, and I feel terrible that I don't know that.
They don't freaking know. Of course they know.
But anyway,
wow.
I thought that was...
So people in the 90s are more likely to be a psychopath than people in the 80s with My Sharona?
Yeah, the poppy techno-y shit from the 80s, and Sia, she's like that too. You're less likely to be a psychopath.
I always said that rap and alternative was like a disgruntled, or the 90s were disgruntled.
Yeah, and
rap
really,
and rock era.
rap is kind of angry music too for
the old school rock, like Dr. Dre was,
yeah,
because it talked about it wasn't necessarily, it was angry and current issues.
Yes,
and then it went into gangbanging.
Yeah.
And now it's in sex and drugs, and that's it. They got them all gooned out.
Right.
Some people don't even make sense.
I don't listen to it anymore.
Me neither.
So.
I haven't listened to rap or listened or followed any of it since 2012. Because I don't even know.
I don't listen to, real rap.
You listen to that, talk rap, the little white boys
spoken
with, more rocky, punk
great.
rocky in the background.
I never said anything about spoken. It's just people. They just usually follow the same.
It's more like a poetry reading. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I don't dislike it. I'm just not into it right now.
It's almost like hip-hop. You have to really appreciate it. I like live music. You know, like any live music, sometimes even when it's shit, you can still see one musician up there that knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like it's a phase for white people. Or kids who aren't really around. Diverse.
We're always trending something.
See, I'm serious. Think about when I was in school, you had your little hip hop clique, and we would call them wiggers. Not me specifically. We would make fun of the people who called them wiggers by using it as jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We weren't, it was never in a derogatory way. I guess it's all derogatory, but it wasn't in a way that we were making fun of people making fun of people.
Yeah. The trolls of the trolls.
Yeah. So, oh man, I was being a troll last night. Speaking of trolls. Trolling. And then I found out because right now we won. And I almost feel like how they told people when Trump became president, he won, suck it up.
Yeah.
And
be a real man and do what you're supposed to do rather than what you want to do, because any one of us can go out and do whatever the fuck we want. It's those who have more... Yeah, it doesn't make it correct.
Yeah. So they, when we started this Human Rights Commission back in January, remember we made that Facebook group, the Human Rights Commission, invited people in to take the survey?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems, for the last 4 months, this Josh and Sarah, pastor of the Covenant Church, who is against us majorly,
Well, as
has
soon as
been
you said
following
church,
along.
I'm like, oh shit.
And I even knew that we were going to run into this issue because they enlisted churches to be a part of this now.
Oh
and
yeah,
then it
they're the
divided.
number one groups against gender identification and orientation, and that's crazy to me. That was
Right.
even in my speech. Like,
And our claim is, it isn't a matter of how you personally believe. You can't destroy someone's life because you feel in your heart it's wrong.
you have no right to place that judgment.
And what it is disassociation, and you don't, and and then I mean we could talk in circles all day with these people. They go
Yeah.
back and forth, just like with the most dumbest shit comebacks. Like I mean, every time you say something, they have a rebuttal or a comeback or a rebuttal, like a telemarketer every fucking time. And you could talk to them, they're blue in the face, and they're just still going to be so adamant about and all it is strictly to tear down the gay community. That's it. And these are the same people, because half of them are in their 80s and 90s, that was tearing down black people when they wanted to use the fucking restroom.
Yeah.
Same people.
Yeah.
So it isn't something new. Like, it isn't just like, and then why do we even have to have allowed classes to even feel like they need protection? We all should be fucking protected.
Yeah.
If I beat you up in a vicious way because of something you're wearing, or your hair color, or something about you directly that triggered me, God forbid that trigger has now become a verb.
Triggered.
Trigger was a thing. A trigger is a thing. It's a mechanism. We were talking about that in another group. Somebody had posted about these triggers, and you and I talk about being triggered anyway, and just how it's so new. Look at all the bees on that plant.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Save the bees.
Yeah, triggers.
There's like 20 different species of bee over there.
And there's these little cute butterflies.
Ha! Eaters of the dead is what they are.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I call them now.
I love it.
Mice don't come out in a day.
No.
Look at that
what I
huge
thought.
spider dangling around
Where?
over there, straight ahead of us. He's huge on the white flowers.
I don't see him.
Come from your finger, clear over in the middle. He's crawling on top now.
I want to get out and look, but we're broadcasting.
How can you not see him straight back?
I don't know. I can't see it either.
He is huge. You cannot not see him. I'm about to point him out to you.
How can you not see this spider? And me and Felicity are both like, well, it's possible because we don't.
She was walking so slow.
She probably doesn't want to get very close.
What?
I don't see
Oh, I see.
Where?
He's like behind a leaf.
I don't.
You're gonna have to like stand up and look at the.
He's on top of the leaf. Yeah. Kinda.
like,
And
on
he's
the
yellowish. He's huge. He's in the middle. He ain't little.
I'll go show.
He's got long, creepy. I can see him. I cannot not see him. Everybody. He blends in. He's clearish looking. I seen his legs coming up over the plants, and at first I thought it was the butterflies. It's a big, huge spider. He's about to catch those things. He is definitely going to feast, because there is a really excellent ecosystem going on over there. You see him now?
Yeah, he's a pretty decent size, but he was blending well. From the angle that I was at, I couldn't see him because
leaf
he was
is in
blocked
front.
by a leaf.
Where
Yeah.
did you get fidget spinners?
Found him on the ground.
Oh,
She just got two at one time. Jackpot.
one for each brother. All right. Speaking of this spider, since we'll just use him as a leadway,
He is cool.
he is our segue to these trees.
Yes, these trees. So they found 2 trees, only 2 that have been doing this.
For 100 years, they said?
Well, no, they're hundreds of years old. But
they just now recently.
They've only recently been discovered. And scientists were amazed that since it's a well-known area and they've been studying there for years,
and it's
that they
where
hadn't.
Is it?
Puerto Rico. That they haven't, the Idyllic Islands or something.
They are now currently gone.
Probably because of the hurricane. But before that happened, they were catching birds. They have this fruit that's very sticky and has little hooks all over it. And it was catching birds. They let them starve to death and then drop to the ground, and that nourishes the 2 trees.
Okay, if you didn't, let's retalk that. Okay, so the fruit attracts the bird. The bird comes, gets the fruit, and gets hooked.
Well, technically, no. The bird doesn't... Okay, so no, the bird doesn't eat the fruit. What normally would have happened with the little hooks would latch onto the bird would carry it off and spread it.
Right, the normal tree species.
Yes.
So it's just a seed carrier.
Seed carrier, yes.
Okay.
Now they're getting trapped.
But now they're getting trapped like a Venus flytrap.
And
carnivorous.
The tree's pretty much making its own compost and nourishment. And then they're also dropping good fruit onto the ground and letting it rot. That attracts the bugs. The bugs attract the birds, thinking free food. And then the birds get caught and die on the ground as well.
Do the bugs get away?
No.
So it's just eating everything.
Yeah. Even owls that are attracted to the birds hanging in the tree that are decomposing have gotten caught. Bigger animals.
Wow. And they've only seen 2 of these things?
Only 2.
You know what year that was?
No, I do not.
I was just curious how long they know.
It was just a couple years ago, I believe.
Yeah. So I think they made it. I think it's a geo-engineered.
They're called.
Genetic.
They were both
tree.
Part of the Pisonia species of trees.
Oh, there's probably more. I'm sure there was.
And they just needed to find them. I thought that was awesome.
And everything has a way of surviving.
Oh, and here's some good news. More Americans watched the eclipse than the Super Bowl. Yeah! Yay!
You're not clapping.
Because I don't see the big deal.
Of the Super Bowl or the eclipse?
Both of them.
Tell me your
because
opinion about it.
Most people watch the Super. A lot of people are into sports. It's one of the highest grossing forms of entertainment in the U.S.
Some people see there being less views on the Super Bowl as a lose, and we're celebrating as a win. So either way, it doesn't matter.
Well, it's always going to be that way. But it's only a lose to the corporation who gets paid off of how many people view their shit.
Yeah, it's a win for all of us who love science.
Because really, if you go through the history of the NFL, I mean, it's fun. I think it's cool if people dig it, but they got too much into it. They shouldn't be being paid that much money.
Yeah, I agree. It could be used.
It's for fun. It's a pastime. It's not a It should have never became a career.
It became a form of entertainment, much like movies, being an actor and things like that.
Like, I can understand why boxers. Now, okay, these people get beat up, and you should pay their hospital bills. I most believe that, but as far as the contracts being millions of dollars and things like that, that's so ridiculous when there's so much going on in our world, and always has been. And that's the sad thing is, to each generation, this seems like something new. Like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this. And they've always been doing it.
And it's probably not going to change anytime soon.
And there's a big boycott to NFL right now. And the president called them sons of bitches. Ain't that crazy?
That's fucking ridiculous.
People, like, my friends were jumping on there like they're trash. Blah, blah, blah. Hang them. They should be hanged.
Oh, my God.
Right?
That's
patriotism.
That's
what they say. That's what they say patriotism is. You disagree, you're going to get burned and hanged and trashed and God forbid you stand up for something you. And that's
He's
the thing.
the worst president
They said,
we've ever
you know how
had.
Trevor Noah was like,
Ever.
before Noah even said, whoever said there's no right there, that's an inappropriate time to protest. That's what everybody was saying in news feeds. This wasn't the